the colours that I'm going to be using today will be Van Dyke Brown, Cerulean Blue, Titanium White, Lamp Black, and there's an ultramarine violet also. Right, what I've done here is I've just made a basic line on my stretch canvas, a very fine finish on this canvas as well. No texture to it really, so very good for this sort of work. So there's a line here, so that's going to be, I don't know, probably probably going to do some open sea maybe here. So that's basically where it's gonna sit. And I've just gone over it with a little bit of tape. So basically, if you just go over it like this, just a few times, and it just takes off a lot of the excess pencil, and it stops it getting mixed in with your paint. So useful little tip that. Right, what I've begun doing is just start to mix some of these colours. So put a few bits of white dotted around, Van Dyke Brown, my cerulean colours here, Lamp Black and the violet. So I've just been mixing a little bit of the cerulean and Van Dyke together to get this sort of colour here, and you can see it's quite a greyish colour there, so that'll be great for like the dark part of the clouds. And yeah, I'll just try some different combinations. I just want to make a few different colours. Let's take a little bit of the violet, maybe mix it in here. And a little bit of the Lamp Black. Just mix it in here. You can try out different combinations. I'm pretty much making this up on the spot, but I just wanted to make some, a bit more of the violet in there perhaps. Just wanted to make some kind of stormy type colours. So just doing that, and every time I'm going into colours I'm cleaning this palette knife. So if I go into the cerulean, mix it in with my white here, and got some nice colour. So any little bits of sky that are managing to appear through the clouds, you know, it's going to be this sort of colour. And probably will go a little bit darker in some place as well, something like this maybe. So that's great. So we can try this also with the brown as well. We can maybe put a little bit of the Lamp Black in there, just a little bit. Just change that brown colour a little. Maybe a bit more. Should have wiped the palette knife then, but I'm not going to be using the black very much. So, right, let's see what we've got. If I add a little bit more white, just take some of this. So, got the kind of grey colour now, which is nice. So yeah, we'll try it. So the brush I'm going to be using is this one here. It's pretty big. I don't know if I compare it to the canvas, but it will be great for this. Just right for sort of blending. So let's make a start. Now I'm just going to go into my white ever so slightly. Let's start getting a little bit of colour on you. Notice I'm sort of scrubbing it in a little bit there. I just want to sort of get that into the canvas. Maybe just lighten it again and just maybe do something like this. Alright, now I'm just going to blend this together. There we go. Right, just wipe the brush a little bit. So I think the colour I was making with the violet in it, I'm going to start off with that one, I think, and just kind of scrub it in. So you notice I'm sort of going in circles. You can go this way, you can go this way, you can alternate it. And I want some of this cloud just to come over, just over there a little. I'm not using any medium at all, this is just straight from the tube. So we'll do that, and maybe a little bit up here somewhere. Add a bit more white to lighten it out. See, I can sort of push into that now, and I don't want it to be a strip, so why don't I just chop it there. Something like that, I don't know. And just keep going. Right, okay, maybe a little bit up here. Okay, let's see what, no, actually a little bit more, just down in there. If I make the cloud go that way, the brush go that way, sorry, it makes the cloud sort of go like that, you see? Okay, for now. Right, I want to go into a different colour now, so I'm going to go into, trying to think what that was, looks like the brown and the cerulean, and just put that in there. And bring some of it across. So obviously going to be a rough day at sea by the looks of it. Yeah, it's okay. Just wanted to show you basically how simple it is to create these type of skies. So you can hear me just scrubbing it in there. I want that all those gaps in the canvas to be full. I'm being very careful not to cover everything that I've already done. So maybe I can bring some of it like this, I don't know. Right, okay. Let's go a little bit darker. Maybe just here. Actually, that was a mistake. Let's work some white in there. A little bit of the violet. So I'm just going to be sort of going between the different colours that I've made here. I mean, you can use anything you want really. Instead of using the cerulean or plus using the cerulean, maybe you could use the ultramarine and get a different tone from that. So I'm going to take a little bit of the violet and I'm going to go into the black mixture, black and brown I should say, and just put that in there. So now we've got another colour, which is quite nice, quite like that. So let's just block that in a second just to see where we're going into the black and brown. No, I don't want to create a frame around this, you know, definitely, so I think I'm going to have to drag that across. Right, let's go a bit more on the violet side now, I think, of this one. Let's sort of block that in. And continue that across there, why not? I think I'll introduce a little bit of that grey colour just in here, just to see what that does. And I don't want this to look like an apocalypse or something, so I'll try to lighten this up just a little bit. Anyway, so I'm scrubbing that in, so that's great. Maybe bring a bit of that across there. Bit of white on here. Right, where else? Maybe here. Let's work a bit of that cerulean in somehow, maybe with a bit of violet. And maybe a bit of the sort of browny black colour. Bit of that coming across here maybe. Ah yes, maybe that will work. Let's get some of that white across there. Do something like this. Some more white. Some more white. Okay, so that's stage one over. So now I can start just maybe refining some areas a little, adding some tones here and there, maybe some dark cloud coming across like this, I don't know, maybe a little bit lighter up on top. So I'm just dragging the sort of paint around here really, and merging one little bit with the other. I think a little bit of violet in there would be quite nice, a bit more. Actually, that didn't work very well. Have to go for a darker violet. And something in there. Okay, so for now that's great. Right, now for the best part, blending. Right, now for this part you need a soft brush. I've got a soft brush here, and you need a tissue next to you, or some rag or something, because you're going to need to be wiping your brush all the time while you're doing this. So just going to start very softly here. Just all I'm doing is just lightly going over, and you can, surprising the amount of shaping you can do as well with this stage. But I'm changing direction of my brush. I'm forcing. You see the way I'm forcing that little bit into the blue there. Now just wiping my brush second. Now I can also come up a little bit as well if I want to move that away from there. And it will all start coming together. This is where you do the magic. So this first bit was basically just getting everything in the right place, you know, the way that you sort of want it to be. I mean, the lightest touch, really light, you know, like feather light basically. And the little pieces that were coming from the brush, you see, you can use those, which is why I didn't really care about them when it was happening, because I know I can merge those in. There's all sorts of directions I'm forcing this brush. You can pull it downways, you can bring it across if you want to drag something like this. Actually, it's not enough colour there to drag it across. Well, it does drag it across actually a bit. So if you want to drag something across like that, you can. I can sort of try to merge that in there, but just really lightly. That's all I'm doing, just lightest touch, lightest touch. I'm just going around it and just blending these different bits together. But I'm not, I don't want to overdo it, you know. I don't want to lose the things that I've already done at the same time. So I have to be, still have to be selective, you know. You have to be kind of careful how much you're doing something. Now you can still also add colour as well if there's some area that you think needs a bit more depth to it maybe, or something like that. You know, we can still go back over it and add in. That's not a problem at all. Like this part of the sky, perhaps I may go a bit darker. We'll see how it comes out. But I think you can see how that's starting to sort of come together now. I'm going to get rid of that bit. I don't like that bit. And just start sort of blending it all together. Like I said, keep wiping your brush as well. Now this little bit there, see, that's going to be useful. I want to keep that, but I need to just soften it. There we go. That's great. So that's a nice little bit there. Can work with that. Okay, this is going to take me a little while to do, so I think we're going to have to come back and show you how far I've got with it. Right, so I've been working across basically the right side of the canvas. So I'm just been fluffing everything out really, and merging everything, blending things. See, I can just change the direction of that there, you see, you can just blend it into that. Same with this as well, I can bring this up in there if I want to a little bit. Yeah, beware of straight lines as well. I think you just saw that one going across. Just very carefully going over. That's all you need to do. Just try to think about the forms and see if we can just soften that right down. Just working this central part now. It's, I want to try to keep that colour there as much as I can, so I don't want to lose that. Very lightly go over it. Okay, we're almost there, I think. Just get rid of that line, there's a big old line there. Get that off. Clean the brush. You see, it's just manipulating the paint. That's all I'm doing. Just changing directions. Let's just clean the brush. Yeah, it's all coming together nicely, I think. Right, let's get this bit sorted out here. Just very lightly again, just going over it. Now, of course, you know, you can work back into this if you want. You know, even when it's wet, you can work it to a certain degree before it becomes like mud. Or you can just wait for it to dry once you've blended it, and then work back into it and make it into whatever you want to make it into. This can serve as a very good first layer as well, like a foundation. But keep a note of the colours that you've used as well. And something that I try to advise people to do is, if you're making very specific mixes of paint, make too much of the colour rather than too little, because sometimes getting a certain colour back is a nightmare and just takes a long time to do. Now this part is where we're gonna add a little bit, because it's a little bit sparse there, so I'm just gonna get some of that in there. There we go, that's better. Maybe just a little like that as well. And same thing. Just clean the brush a bit. Back into this one. Let's just drag it a few different ways. Not so much on the bottom, I want to keep it kind of like that. And go up here. Yeah, we're looking a little bit sparse at there as well. Let's get some of that, bit of that violet colour. Just add a little bit. And then just blend it in. Okay, so just a quick little look and see if any, maybe, yeah, there's a little part that's caught my attention on this side, which I'm just doing now. I know you can't see it, but I think in general, let's merge that in, we're not looking too bad. And I think that just for like this little demo, I think it's enough to show you, you know, how easy it is really to create a sky like this. Well, I hope you've enjoyed doing this little painting. It's good fun, you know. You can put your own colours into it, put your own personality. It's just enjoyable to create these atmospheres, and I think that you'll have a lot of fun once you get into it. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple to do, and you can create some great effects.